We will call to order the regular board meeting of the Board of Election Commissioners for the City of Chicago. Good morning. My name is Marisol Hernandez. I'm the chair. And with me today is Commissioner June Brown
Present.
and Commissioner Laura Kotelman.
Present.
Are there any requests for changes to the agenda? If not, I kind of will diverge for a minute because at the last meeting, our regular meeting, it was so long. I just went straight through the meeting, and I did not get a chance really to welcome Commissioner Kotelman and to have her say a few words. So
Sure.
here she is. Thank you.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. I'm Commissioner Laura Kotelman, and I am thrilled to be here. I am especially thrilled that I got to be the commissioner that tipped this board to be all women. So I get to be the historic person that made that happen, I guess. And I'm looking forward to celebrating Women's History Month in March.
That's right.
Maybe we could do something interesting and fun. But I am thrilled to be here. I just received my oath of office, which I will happily hang on my wall and remind myself every time I'm in the office and we have a meeting about our oath. So thanks for the opportunity.
Thank you, and it's great to have you.
Thank you. Welcome.
Okay, we will next go to the approval of the minutes of the regular and organizational board meeting of December 9th, 2025. Is there a motion to approve?
Commissioner Kotelman moves.
Seconded by Commissioner Brown.
Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Kotelman votes aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Motion passes. Next, we'll hear from our Executive Director, Mrs. Spera. Good
Thank you,
morning.
Madam Chair, Commissioner Brown, and Commissioner Coleman. I would like to extend a warm welcome to our new Assistant Executive Director, Mary Beth Caruso. I've been working closely with her to bring her up to speed, and we are very excited to have her join the team. We have received the recertification letter from our voting equipment from the State Board of Elections. We have already begun connecting with older people to explore opportunities for collaboration. Cook County and the Chicago Board of Elections are partnering up on a civic engagement initiative to host voter registration drives at 10 area high schools from January 12th through February 14th. The initiative includes requests on on-site voting equipment and demonstration to give students hands-on experience and prepare new voters for upcoming elections. Cook County ballot certification deadline is tomorrow, and we are scheduled to receive ballot PDFs from Cook County. Staff are preparing to begin working on ballot production data files with paper ballot proofing and ballot code proofing starting next week. Due to unforeseen building updates, the ballot adjudication room will be relocated to the 12th floor. We have secured a lease for space at no cost. I am planning to do a walkthrough at the super site this Friday, January 16, along with the Assistant Executive Director and staff to look at the new site.
Okay.
And that ends my report.
Okay. Do we have any questions? No questions?
You sent us a report. Is that separate for the summer report for community service? Is that going to come later?
I
Because I
sent
have
you,
a question.
there was two
Yeah,
reports
two.
I sent. Oh, an updated, you mean?
Yeah.
I can send you an updated.
Mhm.
Okay.
Let's see. And now we will go to our Assistant Executive Director, Mary Beth. Welcome.
Thank you.
Yes.
Just that?
You could lower it if you want.
Sorry about that. I hope I'm not on camera. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. So since I started, I've been working really closely with Sandra. She's been giving me updates on the election process. I've been also meeting with all the managers. I have a few to go this week. They're giving me updates on what they do in each of their departments, and I've met with some general staff last week, very interesting, and now I'm just getting to learn the process and putting together my goals and objectives for the upcoming year. So thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you, thank you. And now we will hear from our Public Information Director, Max. Good morning.
Commissioners. Quite a few little communications updates since our last board meeting, but the early voting sites for the upcoming March 17th primary have been announced and are currently up on our website. We'll also start focusing on letting people know about our new super sites at 137 South State Street. So that'll be a good push with a press release and social media ahead of time over the next month, just to keep letting people know we have moved to a new super site location. Our election judge recruitment efforts continue. We've coordinated with aldermanic offices and continue to update with them, promoting the hiring of election judges, specifically looking for our high school student judges, as well as early voting officials ahead of the next election. We are also making another big advertising push with many of our community partners and local publications. Expect those recruitment efforts to continue through February. We are developing 3 new flyers and resources to release in January and early February, including one about making a plan to vote, how to research candidates, as well as a Know Your Rights at Your Polling Place flyer. Vote by Mail applications are now open and going strong. So far, we have sent 2 emails to our entire registered voter email base that have been sent. So those are coming back strong, as well as communications to our approximately 150,000 permanent roster voters, letting them know about their current status, as well as how they can update it to send it to a different location, as well as update their party ballot preferences, including the opportunity to opt out of the program. This has acted as a mini canvas in previous years, so this allows people to know their current permanent roster status, opt out ahead of time, so that makes sure that a ballot isn't sent out, as well as just to make sure that all of their information is up to date. And as soon as our ballot is certified and proofed, sample ballots will be available on the website as we get through that process, and we will have a date to announce to the commissioners once those sample ballots are available. And then finally, a little bit of fun news. We have a new episode of the City That Votes TV show that just was out, where we interviewed our new commissioner, Laura Kotelman. So thank you, Commissioner, again, for sitting down. I know it's a little bit of the hot seat, but I think we had a little bit of fun, including 2 truths and a lie. And you did stump me on air, so I appreciate your efforts there. But that is currently up on our website and on social media, and will be playing on CAN TV throughout this week.
Okay.
Thank you. That is the end of my report.
Great. I just have a question about, you mentioned the recruitment efforts, and you also mentioned high schoolers, and, I was wondering if we're aware of any CPS events for high schoolers. Do we know, Audra, also, do we know of any high school events that CPS does across the city?
Morning.
Good morning.
So we have a number of events scheduled at high schools this month.
Right, and I'm aware of those, but those are, I'm just wondering if there's any if we're aware, if we've inquired about any CPS.
Because they did something like that at Corliss, where they had like a general high schoolers event, and it was for all of CPS, I think. I think
Oh,
that's
really?
what yeah.
Yeah.
So it was one big event where a lot of people did registrations of students.
Yeah, we're in contact with CPS regularly with the Office of Career Services, and they say that what we're doing now is the most that we can do with CPS. So we contact individual high schools in order to do events through their schools directly. So we're doing everything we can for a larger collaboration with CPS. But when that doesn't work, we go directly to the high schools.
So is that for voter registration, like that pending law for teens, or is this for
So it's voter
elections?
registration, 17 and 18-year-olds, as long as they're 18 by the general.
Right.
It's for election judge recruitment, and then it's also equipment demonstrations and mock elections.
And have we been in touch also with like the Archdiocese of Chicago?
Not to my knowledge, but it's very possible that one of the outreach folks have been in touch with them, and I'm just not aware.
Can you get back to us and let us
Mhm.
know? Because I'm wondering if the Archdiocese, if we sit down with them and talk to them about what we can do,
Mm-hmm.
what we can provide, maybe there's something that, can be coordinated with them.
Okay, great.
I don't know what else.
Yeah, because if I could get, I know that you guys have some pending and developmental things going on, so if I could get those groups and contacts sent to me, who
Mhm.
you're talking to, because I know different people are asking, they find out that you were with the Board of Elections and they
Yeah.
ask you, so if you guys could tell me, and then we won't duplicate efforts, or we can combine.
Yeah, you
and
can
it'd be
always
more
send them to
successful.
me as well. We are happy to collaborate.
Okay, but
Okay.
if you all would just send me that list, then I'll
Yeah.
know who I'm talking to.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
And Communications Community Services will have an updated event list for the next board meeting of what's coming up. Now that students are back in school, there's planning that's starting to happen, as well as, just a reminder, we do have our first scheduled citywide parade to the polls with high school students for Thursday, February 26th. That is helped organized by CPS and also our friends over at MICFA Challenge. More will start to get scheduled, I know, especially as Chicago Votes and some of the other community organizations start to schedule their events for early this year.
Yeah.
So we'll continue to update our website as well as the commissioners as these events start to get scheduled, and a lot of them are ultimately student and teacher-led.
And there are a lot of youth organizations, so more than just MICVA, even though I know they're civic focused, there are a lot of groups, top of my head, my block, my hood, my city,
Mhm.
those kinds of things. So are we we have a contact with them as well?
I don't know if specifically that group anymore, but we certainly
There's
will
cities
reach
to
out.
blocks that we've been in contact with, trying to do deputy registrar trainings. Yeah.
Okay. So
Excellent.
Okay, great. Then I'll look forward to that list and groups information. Thank you.
One other thing. Do we even, when CPS says that, this is as far as they can go, are we still able to send out posters and flyers that can be put
Yeah,
in
that's
each
one of the
schools?
things that the Office of Career Development has helped us with, is
Mhm.
they're making sure all of the counselors and all of the principals get that communication. So that's been actually really helpful.
Good.
And then something else that I haven't quite figured out yet is to get the Chicago Board of Elections on the list of approved organizations so that we don't need to get volunteer status at every single individual high school. So if we can get it through CPS in general, it'll be a lot easier. Just still working on it.
And then the same thing for the Archdiocese, and see if we could get some flyers over to them
Mhm.
for their schools.
Okay.
I'd be interested to know, by our next meeting, if, what discussions have been had with the Archdiocese.
Sure, sure.
I know there's a lot of private schools
Yeah,
as
absolutely.
well. There must be some association of private schools.
hmm
There it is. And I think maybe, and maybe you can tell me this, is it Peters who's driving the youth vote for the state, that law for automatic registration for youth, that maybe they can give us some information, give them information for
yeah.
outreach. There's a law that's pending, it's been pending a while. That's
But if you're
right.
referring to an organization that's running that, I'm not aware, but I can look into it for you.
Okay. All right.
Okay, great.
Okay.
Thank you.
But I'll look forward to that list too, because I don't want to duplicate their efforts.
And this is a kudos to our executive director, Aspera, as well, is some of the new connections we've made with aldermanic offices. They have been assisting us with high school judge promotion, as well as printing flyers for their offices and helping distribute those over at their local schools within their wards, too. So we are definitely hitting up the high schools at multiple angles, and we'll continue to explore private school options as well.
Yeah, no, that's great. Any other questions?
No, I'm good.
Okay. Now we'll go into old business, infrastructure projects and changes in election administration, including electronic poll books and voting equipment. Mrs. Spare, is there anything? Okay. Legislation, we haven't started yet, right?
Well, they did just go into session just this morning. I
Oh.
got a bill summary from Mr. Blada. Not much on it yet, no elections omnibus bill yet. There are some bills involving the election code, most of which are campaign finance. According to his summary, 3 of which are a little bit more directly related to us. One would establish our duty to create and provide what they call a residency verification certificate that would be given to candidates. Candidates could, 180 days before nomination paper filing, file an application with us for this residency verification certificate. And then if we grant it, they, instead of putting their address on their nomination papers, they can put that their residency has been verified on their nomination papers.
But that's,
So-
okay, I'm a little confused by that because 180 days before, and what happens if changes occur?
Well, yes, and also, I mean, other than people registering to vote with us, not sure what the threshold would be for us to verify someone's address, other than that, yes, the candidate is registered to vote at that address. We don't go around, you know,
But
we
then you
accept
could-
the
but then-
ID that proves their residency, and then we register them. And after the registration, we have to assume that they stay where they are. Obviously, we have our canvass procedures to
But
find
then there
people
could
who
be an
vote, but-
objection based on...
I'm sure there
yeah,
still could be an
right.
objection based on it, but none of this is really anticipated yet in the bill.
Okay.
Another idea that they're floating is, and this is floated before, the idea that with the objections the electoral board objections, if a candidate believes that the objections filed against him or her were frivolous, the candidate could file a petition in the circuit court to receive attorney's fees and costs. And then the final bill that's currently pending that would involve us involves law enforcement in a polling place. It says that the law enforcement officers could only stay in a polling place if directed or requested to be there by the election authority, and we would actually issue a law enforcement poll watcher credential to that person. So those are what we're keeping our eyes on right now. Obviously, Mr. Blada will keep his eyes on everything else that gets introduced. The session just began.
Okay. Maybe we can provide feedback on some of those?
I intend to do so, yes.
Because I think it's important.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Okay, now we'll go to new business. First item is a lease agreement with Meeting Tomorrow LLC for laptop computer rentals, and we have with us Carolina Roman. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
The procurement office requested quotes from 4 vendors for laptop rentals for the 2026 elections. The laptop computer rentals are commonly used as poll books for the board's early voting sites, telephone hotline terminals at Election Central, and several other uses. The procurement office has reviewed and evaluated the quotes received for the laptop rentals for the 2026 elections and recommends awarding the purchase to our longtime vendor Meeting Tomorrow. Historically, the board has been pleased with the goods and services provided, and they have repeatedly demonstrated to both be reliable and responsible. In collaboration with IT Director Matt Lynn, we have determined that Meeting Tomorrow provided both the lowest cost and required technical specifications. Please consider granting the award for laptop computer rentals for the 2026 elections to Meeting Tomorrow in the amount not to exceed $76,651.25.
Any questions?
Yeah. Is this part of this annual plan? How long did you, Mr. Lynn is not here? He's not in today? Okay. 'Cause I mean, elections happen all the time, so is this part of the plan that, his overview? 'Cause he just did an amendment last week on something else, so I'm just trying to figure out what's the fulsome total of everything for IT going forward, and is there a particular reason why this one is separated out?
Oh, I wouldn't be able to speak to that.
Okay,
That would
okay.
be the question from Mr. Lynn, so.
All right, so if he could document that for us. This is 350 laptops. Okay.
Yeah, and all these 350 laptops go to the early voting sites?
From my understanding, yes, they
Well-
get distributed to essentially all of our locations throughout the city of Chicago.
And then our election central here?
Yep.
Yes.
Mhm. And several other uses, okay.
Okay, but it happens, my thing is that it happens all the time, so was it included in the original ask for his department?
Do we negotiate with them on the pricing separately, I imagine?
Catalina, you did 4 bids, correct?
Yes, yes, we went out to bid for this one, and again, we received different quote amounts, but we also had to take into account the actual technical specifications that we needed. And again, after discussing the matter, with Mr. Lin, we determined that meeting tomorrow, was the lowest and, responsive
Best.
bidder. And we've worked with them before. Matt
Yeah.
had nothing but great things to say about them. And they are also allowing us to have 20 additional laptops at no additional cost. And those are essentially as a backup in the event that any of the 350 laptops fail. But the other vendors actually would charge us for using those, whereas this vendor isn't. And they're actually, and from my understanding, Mr. Nolan actually ends up using those spare laptops also.
Okay.
Okay, because they have been a long-time vendor, so there should have been some considerations for us for staying as a good vendor. So I'd be interested in Mr. Lynn's response to this.
And Commissioner Brown, let me just tell you, I looked at the spending plan that he had previously submitted to us. I don't see laptop rentals on that
Okay.
spending plan. However, that was a 2025 spending plan. I don't think we've received a
2026?
2026 yet, yeah.
Okay. Well, we know we have to have them for the, so it's kind of moot, but
Well,
going
I-
forward, I'd really like to know.
It was likely in his budget request to the finance office, but
Okay,
we can confirm that as well.
okay, great.
Okay, if there are no further questions, is there a motion to approve a short-term lease agreement with Meeting tomorrow for the rental of 350 business laptop computers for the March 2026 primary election at a price not to exceed $76,651.25?
So moved by Commissioner Brown.
Seconded by Commissioner Kodelman.
Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Commissioner Kodelman votes aye.
And motion passes. And just out of curiosity, then, for the November election, will you have to do another? Yeah?
Oh, see, that's what I'm saying, we need to know the
Yeah.
fulsome of
Yes.
everything that he
Well,
needs,
yeah, that's,
because we keep getting that.
Because we give the laptops back after each
Yes,
election,
we-
so that
yeah.
they can continue to rent them out elsewhere.
okay.
And we've also, have been previously told that they get scrubbed, it's all a part of the
Well,
contract.
I don't know, is it possible to do a bid request for both for both elections? I mean, I know you're not doing it now, but
Mhm.
is it possible that we could do that?
I mean, I could certainly discuss that with the vendor.
Catalina.
to
I'm
see
sorry,
if-
Catalina, I think the scope says up to April.
Is it November as well?
26, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just for this March election, yeah.
Yeah, because it's a short term.
Yeah, because they have to have the laptops back to be able to rent them out to other people.
Mhm.
So,
Okay.
but I could certainly, for the next election, I can certainly ask them if they would take into consideration.
Well,
Our next election is in November 26th, followed by February and then April.
Exactly.
So,
So maybe that's something to consider and.
No, absolutely.
And even
Okay.
look at, yeah, because if we purchase them, we won't use them
Right,
during the
no,
year.
and, yeah, we don't want to.
Purchase, but
Yeah.
we may, Mr. Lynn, if he gives us a full of his full budget,
2026.
I think we'll have better questions.
Okay, thank you. So the next item is a lease agreement with Suburban Exposition Services for drapery rentals. Carolina?
The procurement office is requesting your consideration and approval to award a contract for drapery rental to Suburban Exposition Services. Suburban Exposition's drapery rental services are required for the March 2026 election. During the election cycle, the board rents various sites for early voting and election day. Drapery is needed for our early voting site, Super Site Center, 6 early voting sites in Block 37. The drapery is required to ensure our voters with privacy around the voting machines and windows of the early voting sites. The board has worked with Suburban Exposition in the past and therefore is confident that Suburban has the capacity to fulfill the board's drapery needs for the March 2026 election. Suburban has confirmed their capacity to fulfill and meet the board's drapery needs in preparation for the election. Suburban most recently provided the board with drapery rental, for the 2024 elections. The procurement office recommends that a contract be awarded to Suburban Exposition Services for drapery rental for the March 2026 election in an amount not to exceed $70,897.50.
Okay, thank you. Okay, I mean, same thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, no, so
Yeah, I don't know.
did ask about this, and from my understanding in my conversations with different departments, this has been researched because I guess in theory, it sounds like it would make sense for us to own our own drapery.
Mm-hmm.
But from my conversations, it's been determined that it in the long run, it's more expensive, or it is expensive. Just because there aren't very many companies that are able to provide the customization of the drapery. There's been concerns about storage.
Right.
Obviously, we have the warehouse, but
Cleaning.
but it would be exposed to the elements, and then we would need dry cleaning before and after for each election. So that will also become very costly, and it's not just the drapery, it's also the actual hardware to keep up the drapery that
Yeah.
we would need to purchase
Yeah.
and store.
Well, I'm just thinking though about, if we could get this has to be rebid again.
Yes,
Can we rebid it for November and March and
Yes.
April?
absolutely.
to
That's something,
27.
again, with the laptops, I'll make sure to
Just make
discuss and
try to
hire
make
with
your
the
life
vendor.
easier.
Yes.
Yeah, right?
Right, because
Oh.
we had talked about purchase. I remember there being, that
Mhm.
there was supposed to be a purchase. I thought that there was almost an agreement early, like about a year or so ago,
Mm.
so
But,
maybe that's
yeah.
what changed.
I think, yeah, but I think the rental makes a lot of sense and,
It says we
if-
don't do them every year, but we do them
Right.
quite often.
Yeah, and from my understanding, they actually go above and beyond. The company's pretty good about helping to actually set up and take down as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but great things about this vendor.
okay, thank you. If there are no further questions, is there a motion to approve a short-term lease agreement with Suburban Exposition Services for drapery rentals for the 2026 primary election with a cost not to exceed $70,897.50 and for a durational term of January the 19th through March the 19th, 2026?
Commissioner Kodelman moves.
Seconded by Commissioner Brown.
Probably moved and seconded. All those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Kodelman votes aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Motion passes. We next have a bid award for cartage services. Carolina, I'm sorry.
The procurement office has reviewed, evaluated, and recommends that the invitation for bid cartage of election equipment, geographical areas, and special cartage for the 2026 and 2027 elections in the city of Chicago be considered for awards. The procurement office issued a competitive bid solicitation seeking the lowest responsive and responsible bidders who have the capabilities to perform cartage transporting services for the city's 2026 and 2027 elections by geographical areas and special cartage. The city of Chicago was divided into 4 roughly equal geographic areas to create competitive opportunities for multiple bidders. Dividing the city into equal areas allows for small businesses to bid a portion of the city. There is also a 5th category called special cartage. Bidders were given the option to bid for 1 or more of the 5 categories. The term of the contracts is from the date of the board's approval, expiring on April 30th, 2027 for geographic areas A through D, and December 31st, 2027 for special cartage with options to renew. The board received a total of 4 bids. Midway Moving and Storage, Aaron Brothers Moving Systems, Midwest Moving and Storage, and Big O Movers. 1 vendor was disqualified due to an incomplete bid submission. An evaluation team reviewed and scored all 3 proposals. Midway bid geographic areas A through D and special cartage. Midwest bid geographic areas A through D and special cartage. Aaron Brothers bid geographic areas C and D and special cartage. Based off each bidder's pricing proposals and evaluation of their experience and apparent capabilities, the following firms are recommended for awards. Geographic area A to Midwest Moving in the amount not to exceed $442,500. Geographic area B to Midway Moving in the amount not to exceed $442,500. Geographic area C to Aaron Brothers in amount not to exceed $442,500. Geographic area D to Midwest Moving in the amount not to exceed $442,500. And special cartage to Aaron Brothers in the amount not to exceed $30,000. The total estimated cost is $1.8 million for the 2026 elections.
Thank you. Any questions? Okay, if there are no questions, is there a motion to approve the bid awards to Midwest Moving and Storage for cartage services to geographic area A and geographic area D at an amount not to exceed $885,000 per election cycle for both the 2026 and 2027 election cycles, with a durational term beginning January 13th, 2026 and continuing through April 30th, 2027.
So moved by Commissioner Brown.
Seconded by Commissioner Kotelman.
Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Commissioner Kotelman votes aye.
Motion passes. The next motion is to approve a bid award to Midway Moving and Storage, Inc. for cartage services in geographic area B at an amount not to exceed $442,500 per election cycle for both the 2026 and 2027 election cycles, with a durational term beginning January 13th, 2026 and continuing through April 30th, 2027.
Commissioner Kotelman moves.
Seconded by Commissioner Brown.
Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Kotelman votes aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Motion passes. And then we have a motion to approve a bid awards to Aaron Brothers Moving System, Inc. for cartage services in geographic area C and the special cartage category at an amount not to exceed $472,500 per election cycle for both the 2026 and 2027 election cycles, with a durational term beginning January 13, 2026 and continuing through April 30th, 2027.
So moved by Commissioner Brown.
Seconded by Commissioner Kotelman.
Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Commissioner Kotelman votes aye.
Motion passes. Thank you. Next, we have a professional services agreement with Maritza Buendia for Spanish translation and community services. Adam or Audra? Audra?
Hi. Ms. Buendia, we would like her to return as our Spanish language interpreter and translator for the next year.
Okay. Can you just say a little bit more about her and her
Oh, sure, yeah.
background?
So she's worked with the Chicago Board of Elections as a contractor since 2022. She does excellent work. She has a background in medical as well as government translation. She understands the difference between translating Spanish for Chicago residents versus someone on the West Coast or someone on the East Coast. She's a pleasure to work with, and she does excellent work.
Okay. Any questions?
We have a full-time person that does that as well, so how does this work with that? Because it said something about outreach.
Yeah. So every once in a while, I will ask her to assist, but she really doesn't do much outreach. That's Giovanna. Giovanna Carrillo, she does our outreach and our recruitment of poll workers. It's such a large job that it's impossible to do both during the busy times during the elections.
So this is for the year though, right? Not just for elections? What is it
That is correct.
specifically for the Spanish translations, is this for information, or is this for programs? or-
Forms, signs, the ballot, the audio ballot. I don't think we translate the
Notices.
website anymore. No. But notices, the chairwoman's remarks.
All remarks, so that they could be sent to the Spanish press.
No, I'm familiar with her, and I know she does good work. I'm just trying to merge the combination of what you have already and how that works together. Your outreach person, is that role fully engaged in this, or how does this work together?
So when I send something for translation to Maritza Buendia, I CC our employee, Giovanna,
also
so that she's
translates?
aware. She can translate, but that's not how we typically use her time.
How do we use her time?
She does outreach and recruitment mostly.
And when you say outreach, what outreach?
She works with the Spanish language community in Chicago to provide voter resources and recruit poll workers.
And so basically, this is our subject matter expert for Spanish translation, but not community services. Ms.
But not
Bondiva.
community services, you said?
The professional service, Maritza, is basically for our Spanish translations.
Correct.
Okay. Okay, we can.
Has served Election Central as well as other duties around Election Day, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm. Thanks, yeah.
Yeah, I'm familiar with her. I know that she does this work. I'm just trying to get in my mind community service versus having a translator just for community service, or if it's some other service that we're looking to do.
Well, so she's only under my jurisdiction because all of the translators fall within community services.
Oh,
So
that's
she
good.
translates for all of the divisions here at the board. All of those requests come through me.
Okay, we'll discuss it further, but I do understand that a little bit. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Okay, if there are no further questions, is there a motion to approve a professional services agreement with Maritza Buendia for Spanish language translations and community outreach at the rate of $50 per hour, not to exceed $100,000 over the term of this agreement, which shall begin on February 11, 2026, and continue through February 10th, 2027.
Commissioner Kodelman moves.
Seconded by Commissioner Brown.
Second, okay, properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Kodelman votes aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Motion passes. Next item is a legal report. Mr. Lasker?
Thank you, Madam Chair, and good morning, Commissioners. As you know, we have an electoral board meeting immediately following this. We'll have 3 consolidated referendum objection cases and the one last remaining candidate case, so our goal is to adjourn rather than recess. And also, I have spoken with some of you. I've reached out to Terrence Burns, the attorney who's done a lot of federal court litigation for us and state court litigation. We've previously worked with him on a contingency for Election Day. I have verified that he and his team are available. I will be requesting approval of a retainer agreement with them for contingency emergency election-related litigation in state or federal court as we get nearer to the election date. And otherwise, I'm moving forward with all the different departments, getting ready for March.
Okay.
And so that's my
Thank you.
report
Any
for today.
questions? Okay. We will then proceed with financial reports. We have a balance sheet and voucher listing for the City of Chicago, a 2025 appropriation, number 25-08, dated January 13, 2026, in the amount of $993,531.41. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved by Commissioner Brown.
Seconded by Commissioner Kotelman.
Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Commissioner Kotelman votes aye.
Motion passes. We also have a balance sheet and voucher listing for the County of Cook, a 2025 appropriation, number 25-08, dated January 13, 2026, in the amount of $866,782.38. Is there a motion to approve?
Commissioner Kotelman moves.
Seconded by Commissioner Brown.
Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, please state aye.
Commissioner Kotelman votes aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Motion passes. Thank you. Next is public comment. Have we received any requests for public comment? None. Okay. And is there a need for executive session?
No, thank you, Madam Chair.
Okay, if not, is there a motion, can I get a motion to approve? To approve, to adjourn.
So moved by Commissioner Brown. I approve too.
Seconded by Commissioner Kotelman.
Properly moved and seconded. All those in favor, please say aye.
Commissioner Brown votes aye.
Commissioner Kotelman votes aye.
Motion passes. We're adjourned. Thank you.
Thank you.